Rowoon surprise as Korea actors attend his wedding, Rowoon and Park Eun-bin official wedding. It started as a rumor, a quiet whisper that floated through the corners of social media. Fans speculated, hashtags trended, and a handful of insiders hinted that something monumental was about to happen. But nobody expected the scale, the emotion, or the sheer drama of what was about to unfold. Rowoon and Park Eun-bin, two of Korea's brightest stars, two hearts that fans had watched grow closer for years, were about to say their vows. Officially. Publicly. And the reaction? Nothing short of spectacular. But wait, here's where it gets crazy. The wedding itself was more than just a ceremony, it was a gathering of the entire Korean acting world. Names fans never thought would appear together suddenly filled the guest list. Colleagues, friends, co-stars, and even directors who had worked with Rowoon and Park Eun-bin in the past decades arrived, their presence hinting at the significance of this union. And for fans watching from around the world, it was surreal, a private moment shared on a public stage, yet shrouded in elegance, emotion, and secrecy. The first shocking moment came as Rowoon appeared. Usually composed, polished, and charismatic on screen, he looked human. Vulnerable. Nervous. The actor who had dazzled audiences in dramas and on stage now faced the single most important audience of his life, the love of his life, Park Eun-bin. And as he walked toward her, every camera, every eye, every fan holding their breath could see something extraordinary. Rowoon wasn't just walking to a ceremony, he was stepping into a new life, a new role, one that could never be scripted. But wait, it gets even more emotional. Park Eun-bin, radiant in her wedding gown, carried an air of quiet strength and elegance, the perfect balance to Rowoon's nervous energy. Their eyes met, and in that moment, fans watching worldwide could almost feel the electricity, the tension, the raw emotion flowing between them. It wasn't just love, it was history. It wasn't just a wedding, it was a culmination of years of admiration, friendship, and quietly shared moments that had led to this single, unforgettable day. Here's where it twists, the guest reactions. Several Korea actors, many of whom are household names, were visibly emotional. Tears, laughter, and heartfelt hugs filled the ceremony. But what shocked fans the most was a brief, almost cinematic moment caught on video. A senior actor leaned toward Rowoon, whispered something in his ear, and Rowoon's eyes glistened with tears. Fans immediately speculated, was it advice? A blessing? Or a private acknowledgement of the incredible journey that had brought him here? And this tiny, fleeting detail sent the internet into a frenzy. And then came the vows. Rowoon's voice, usually so controlled and confident in dramas, cracked with emotion. Every word was deliberate, heartfelt, and raw. Park Eun-bin responded with the same intensity, her voice steady yet filled with unmistakable emotion. Fans could hear the sincerity, feel the weight of the promises being made, and suddenly the world seemed to stop. This wasn't a scripted drama, it was real life, more emotional and cinematic than anything television could capture. But wait, here's where it gets mind-blowing. During the reception, several Korea actors approached the stage for unexpected toasts. Stories of Rowoon and Park Eun-bin's early careers, shared hardships, and quiet acts of kindness were revealed. Fans watching from home were left in tears, realizing that this wedding was not just a celebration of love, but a recognition of perseverance, dedication, and the intricate web of relationships built over years in the entertainment industry. Each toast revealed a layer of intimacy, a hidden story that added depth, texture, and heartbreakingly beautiful context to what fans had assumed was a simple romantic union. Now, here's a question for viewers. Have you ever seen a celebrity wedding where every glance, every whisper, every reaction felt so intensely personal and emotional that you forgot it was a public event? This was that moment. The cameras captured smiles, quiet hand squeezes, and fleeting glances that spoke louder than any word could. Fans immediately began replaying clips, analyzing every detail, and speculating about behind-the-scenes moments that would never be fully revealed. And here's the twist fans can't stop talking about. A brief, almost imperceptible gesture between Rowoon and Park Eun-bin hinted at something deeper, a shared history, private jokes, and unspoken promises that only they could understand. The subtle tilt of a head, a squeeze of the hand, a glance that lasted just a beat too long, fans interpreted it as proof that their connection went far beyond the public eye, that their love had been carefully nurtured over time and strengthened by shared trials. But wait, here's where it gets cinematic. As the couple danced, the entire room seemed to fade away. It was just Rowoon and Park Eun-bin, moving in perfect harmony, a silent story of devotion unfolding for anyone watching closely enough to see. And while the live-streamed clips were short, fans replayed them endlessly, dissecting every moment, imagining the emotions coursing through the couple. Every fan asked, "What does it feel like to finally be fully seen and loved by someone in the midst of millions of eyes?" And perhaps, more importantly, what was next for these two stars whose love story had now become legend? By the end of the evening, one thing was clear: this wedding was not just a union of two hearts, it was a cinematic event, an emotional roller coaster, a masterclass in vulnerability and love. Fans around the world were left breathless, emotional, and utterly captivated. The marriage of Rowoon and Park Eun-bin wasn't just an event, it was history, a story of love, resilience, and the human connection that transcends fame, cameras, and the pressures of the public eye. And now the question everyone is asking: what will the next chapter look like? Will they continue to balance careers and love? Will future fan interactions reveal even more of their private, cinematic story? Fans are waiting, hearts racing, for every glimpse of Rowoon and Park Eun-bin's journey as husband and wife. Because if this wedding has taught us anything, it's that even in a world obsessed with celebrity, true, heartfelt love can create moments that no screen, no stage, and no camera can ever forget. As the evening progressed, the energy in the wedding hall shifted from awe to something almost tangible, a collective heartbeat shared by everyone present. The cameras captured glimpses of the guest list, and fans watching online couldn't believe the magnitude. Korea's top actors, directors, and celebrities had gathered not just to witness a union, but to honor a story that had quietly been years in the making. But here's the crazy part: Rowoon and Park Eun-bin's interactions with each guest weren't just polite gestures. Every handshake, every hug, every whispered word hinted at stories untold, histories shared, and emotions that ran far deeper than the public could ever imagine. Fans watching from home erupted when a senior actor, known for mentoring both Rowoon and Park Eun-bin in their early careers, approached the stage to give a toast. The room fell silent as he recounted moments from behind the cameras, the struggles Rowoon faced to maintain his composure on set, the moments Park Eun-bin had lifted him when the pressure became unbearable, and the countless times they had supported each other when no one was watching. And here's the part that blew everyone away: his voice cracked as he described the trust, loyalty, and devotion that had always existed between them. Fans watching live streams erupted in tears, emojis flooding timelines, overwhelmed by a love story that had quietly survived trials the public never knew about. But wait, here's where it gets even more emotional. During the wedding dinner, Rowoon and Park Eun-bin had a private moment off-camera. Photographers managed to capture a fleeting glance exchanged between them. It was subtle, a squeeze of the hand, a tilt of the head, a smile that spoke volumes. Fans instantly began speculating: what were they saying in those silent moments? Were they recalling the hardships that brought them here, or were they silently promising a future full of unspoken devotion? The intensity of that single glance set social media ablaze, as fans dissected every fraction of a second for hidden meaning. And here's the twist no one expected. One of Rowoon's close co-stars, known for his stoic demeanor, was seen quietly wiping tears during the speeches. The actor had rarely ever shown such emotion publicly, yet here, in a room filled with love and history, he was overcome. Fans immediately theorized, was this the weight of witnessing two stars, who had fought battles both public and private, finally finding joy? Or was it the realization of how rare and fragile true connections are in the world of fame? Either way, the image spread like wildfire online, sparking a wave of fan threads praising Rowoon and Park Eun-bin not just for their romance, but for the depth of the human story behind it. But wait, it gets crazier. During the couple's first dance, cameras caught a subtle moment. Rowoon's eyes didn't leave Park Eun-bin's face. He laughed softly at something she whispered, and the reaction was so genuine, so unguarded, that fans immediately called it a moment of cinematic perfection. It wasn't a performance, it wasn't for the cameras, it was real, raw, intimate. Fans speculated endlessly, had the couple choreographed this dance, or was it a spontaneous expression of years of shared emotion? And the beauty of it? That tiny moment, captured on camera, immediately became iconic, replayed across fan pages, creating an emotional ripple that spread worldwide.